And here I am trying to attempt to do a live demonstration of logging into the SAP system with my username and password. All right, so let's go to the logon screen. Now, in order to log on, you need to activate an IP address, and I made my life a little easier. What I've done is I have the URL, the web address on the top. There's the web address. I've already entered my username and I'm going to log on. Just like the little video that we played you. And let's see, I'm logging onto the system. So this is a live. I like doing things live demo. And great, so it's activated an IP address. Now I need this so that I am able to remotely access the SAP server. I've already downloaded the program to my computer, and now I have the icon on my desktop. Let me go to my desktop. You should see my desktop appearing. It looks, there we go. It says SAP log on. So I've downloaded the software, and now it's opening up SAP. Right, great, there we go. On the bottom right-hand side, it says log on. I'm going to log on. Oops, I don't like this error message. Do you want more detail? No. All right, let me attempt to log on again. Now, do you understand why I had to do the video? Because it would have been so embarrassing when I am trying to log on and I'm unable to do that. Here we go. See, so unfortunately, for some odd reason, either their server is not up and running or my IP address that I'm trying to run is not working. Okay, at the bottom of the screen says IP address will be activated. Let me go and attempt to run it again. I want to show you a live demo. No. This is not fair. It's not working. Let me try it again. And log on. So I've done this before. Either the server at UCT is down or Magdeburg or wherever, but I'm unable to access it. But you've seen a demonstration of what's going on in there. Right, so let me go on to, we'll try that again and maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. But for now, let me just go through our notes for today. On your screen, you should see fundamentals of for the business curriculum. Let's just go through some of the terms that we need to cover. AP is accounts receivable. These are accounting terms. Accounts AR is your accounts receivable. ASP, application service provider. ATP, these are common acronyms that they use. Application service provider. BP is your business process. We did this a couple of weeks ago. Bill of material. Controlling. CR is credit. CRM, we spoke about this last week, is your customer relation management. DC is your distribution center. That's a Dutch word. That's okay. DR is debit. EDI, electronic data interchange. We're talking about the next term, which is ES. ES is your enterprise system. ERP, I don't have to tell you about that. ICIFA. ICIFA stands for Enterprise Systems Education for Africa. We are running their course. Right? This is run by the University of Cape Town, ICIFA, Enterprise Systems Education for Africa. Financial accounting, Global Bike Incorporated. You've seen that in the SAP, in the little video that I have for you. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. IP, I just showed you a little demo of that. IP is Internet Protocol. It's basically a web address written in a set of numbers, 155.123.786.000. And LMS is your learning management system. Moodle is your LMS that we're talking about. And Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this in our chat. Let me just file. So you can go through these terms on your own. Let's put that on the desktop, the glossary, and that'll help you in your, where's my, right, the WhatsApp web login. And I'm going to post it in our WhatsApp postgrad WhatsApp group. Right, attach, and I'll share that on the LMS as well. Right, on the desktop, it's the glossary. Right, so you should go through all these terms for our course and for your assessment as well. Mr. Nye, just tell me that it's uploaded. Oh, I've emailed Dr. Govender, but there's no response. So can anyone assist me with the link or guide me how to search for assessment on Moodle, on Moodle? Ah, thank you for that. All right.
Yes, I.
Great. So that's the notes. You're so lucky you don't have to take down anything. There we go. Right. So you got that, Mr. Naya. Right. The next thing I want to go through with you guys is the SAP worksheet. Right. Now, in order for us to have SAP running, we need to have JavaScript enabled. That should sort out any issues. I did all of this, and I still, for the life of me, can't understand why I couldn't get this right. Right? Activate cookies on your computer. What browser you need to have Windows 7 and above. I've got Windows 10. I'm running, I'm not sure if it could be Chrome, the problem. Okay, but there we go. These are all our settings that I sorted out with for me to able to access SAP. Let me try running. Maybe it is Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer could be the one that I need to activate my SAP. Activate my IP address on Internet Explorer. Bear with me, hang 10 for a little bit. I'm going to try to activate my SAP server on Internet Explorer. And let's see if that will help the. All right, so I'm going to try that. I just read that now. And it says activate. I want to show it to you. I'm an IT lecturer. I'm supposed to be accessing it. Oh boy, now it's asking for username and password. Listen, I'm going to try that out on my own. I'll make a little video and I'll play it for you. Right? So let's just go back to our notes. And I'm going to post these notes as well on the chat, the PowerPoint presentation. Open information technology. And right. So let's go back to screen 1. Welcome to SAP overview. Again, because I'm unable to do a live demonstration, I'm going to go to a PDF. We've done the introduction to ERP, we've done the introduction to SAP, we've even done a little bit of a navigation in SAP. We haven't done the exercises in SAP. I think you should know by now why we are using an ERP system. You can read that for revision purposes. Where does the ERP fit in? The benefits of ERP systems, I've done that with you. Enterprise resource relationship management systems, finance, production, sales, logistics, and HR. What is ERP, enterprise resource planning? The IT environment. Now, the reason why we have to use this remote access, different customers, different institutions or different individuals in a company would have varying platforms. Some may use a Windows-based, some may use a MacBook, some may have Windows 7, some may have Windows 10. Like what I'm trying with you guys right now. I'm trying to access SAP remotely. I did this on Saturday. It worked like a dream. Today, when I'm trying to do it in front of all of you in a live demonstration, I'm unable to access. I don't know whether it's my system or whether it's their server, but I am unable to access it. Now, you sitting at home may have Windows 7 or Windows Vista, or Mr. Hadebe may have a MacBook and the operating system. And all of you will have to access the database. Some of you may be accessing MS Teams from your cell phone. Some of you may be accessing it from our labs in the offices at DUT. Some may be accessing it from I hope not, a internet cafe. But all of you will have to access the database. So that's basically what's happening in our present environment. But all of us will have to run the same database. All of us will have to generate reports from the database. This is where SAP comes into play. You can read about the history of SAP. I'll post this PowerPoint, the PDF for you, or you can go and search on the internet, but this is not a history lesson, so let's not go into that. ERP, this was from 2013. You can look at the influence that SAP has versus other Microsoft, Oracle. ERP in India, by the way, this was a statistic that I found on the net and I wanted to share with you. Can you see in India in 2012, SAP was 47%. The SAP architecture, go ahead and look at that, but I want you to try it out. That's what I want you, and I'll give you a link for you to access, and let's see who can get that working. SAP architecture, so that's what I basically told you. Even though we have varying computers with varying operating systems, we should be able to access the database. Well, in my case, and today, I don't know why it's not working. I need to find out, right? I'll do some research. Read on the overview or the presentation of the database servers, and you can go and read that, right? So SAP works in the financial accounting, controlling. I just gave you those little mnemonics and acronyms: asset management, human capital management, workflow system, project system, warehouse management, plant maintenance, quality management, production planning, materials management, sales, and distribution. So these are all the modules in SAP, and all of them combined, consider that as your ERP system. My SAP industry, some of the examples: SAP is used in aerospace and defense, SAP for media, banking, pharmaceuticals, professional services, insurance, telecommunications, higher education and research, public sector. Right, there's the navigation window. Now, I've already done this little video with you guys. So you need a username and password. I mentioned that to you. I mentioned the client number. Ours is 205. You can read up about passwords. I don't need to tell you about that. You are postgraduate students. The main menu screen. This is where I wanted to do a demonstration to show you the main menu screen in SAP. And again, I'm going to try later this evening, and probably I'll have to make a video to display it for you. So there's the SAP menu, the SAP standard menu bar. Think of it like your MS Word document. You have a menu bar, a standard menu bar. Within the standard menu bar, you'd be able to log on, log off. You have an application toolbar. You have what is known as a command field. That's also part of the notes that I have available to you. Your title bar, the title bar is SAP Easy Access. The status bar is found at the bottom of your screen in SAP. The navigation area would be your, basically your logistics, accounting, HR, information systems, tools. I mentioned this to you last week. What is a transaction? Transactions let users to create, change, or display data, or to run a report in SAP. I found a nice video to explain how you create a report in SAP, and I'll share that link with you at the end of this lecture. There are three ways to access transactions in SAP. You can either access it by means of the command field, the user or the SAP menu, or if you create a favorite, I'll call it a shortcut. Because SAP has a number of modules, a number of steps down to go to it, and it's like maybe 4 or 5 steps, and if you constantly access that, you can create that as a favorite, similar to bookmarking a favorite on your Internet Explorer or Chrome. Using the command field, that little green tick, I think I showed it to you in the video, you can watch it again, is your enter key, your enter icon. Each transaction in SAP has a code. You can use the transaction code to navigate. Now, I don't remember all these codes. One of them is ME51N. If I want to enter it, I would select the open fast path field, and I can enter my transaction code in there. Navigating, I did this with you a couple of lessons ago. In order to access it, I click on the little yellow folder, I click on the little triangle, and I think I mentioned I call that my little samosa. That was my little joke, and I know it didn't work. I double click on it and I continue until I access the required field that I wanted. Is there an easier way? Yes, I mentioned this to you. You can set it up using the favorites. To set up the favorites link using transactions, set it up in your favorites folder. So if I had to click on my favorites folder and I access the link, it takes me directly, bypassing about 5 or 6 steps in order to access SAP. Creating a favorite, how would you create a favorite? From your favorite, the menu, select favorite, add, and you will follow the instructions. Again, this is just a demonstration that I'm doing. I'd love it if I could do this with you in a practical setup. Unfortunately, here we are in lockdown. Here I am doing MS Teams. I'm supposed to be teaching a practical course, and I am actually doing it over MS Teams. Right, I'm trying to do the very best that I can under the circumstances. You can change the name of a favorite, just like you can change the name of a favorite tab in your Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. What else can you do in SAP? Mandatory fields have a check mark. Mandatory, these are compulsory fields. Optional fields are left blank. So personnel number. And this was the reason why I wanted you to go and learn a little bit about MATLAB programming. So you get to understand what a field is, what a record is, what putting up a number of records comes to a file, and comes to a number of files gets to be called a database. Your standard toolbar, similar to MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, is where you see your icons on screen. I have to try it one more time before this lecture is over to see if I can access my SAP remotely. Let's SAP database remotely. There's a little green tick that we have. The green tick is your enter key. I can go backwards, forwards. I can print my document. I even have access to online help. Ooh, this is quite a complicated looking screen. It has all the icons on there, the scroll bar, F1 help. I've been doing computer programming and computer science from 1986. F1 is a help key, and I've been using F1 from then, and it's still prevalent in 2021. I can log on, log off with the exit key. Moving around from one transaction to another, here's my \n. If I was doing computer programming, \n will give me a new line in some programming languages. For now, it's type \n and the transaction code, and then you press enter or you click on the little green button. System messages. What are some of the error messages? The error message with a red circle and the cross indicates there's a problem, and I am experiencing a problem at this point in time when I'm unable to log onto the system. Information messages, warning messages. How would you create a new session in SAP? A new session is like a new window within SAP. You create your new session. There's your little icon at the bottom right-hand, top right-hand side. I know I'm going a little fast through this, but I will paste this in the WhatsApp group, and I will also, maybe if you remind me, I'll email it or post it to LMS as well. \O, starting a new session in the command field. This is, if I was teaching you programming, this is the syntax for our SAP Easy Access. Syntax means the rules governing the use of the language. You can switch between sessions. F1 is your help key. Click F1 and it's context sensitive help. So if you are in a particular screen, it should display help related to that area of activity. You'd end the session by logging off, right? And that's where I'm going to end this activity. And I will now post this in our WhatsApp group so that you have a theoretical knowledge of what I was just doing. Right, let me stop the sharing of the screen and post it for you. Right. Mr. Nye, just tell me if you received this in our... Oh, I'll post in the chat as well, right? I'll post in the chat for some of you. And it's... Right, there we go. Introduction to SAP. And introduction to SAP. Right, so whatever I covered, I have provided you with the notes. Right. Class, I want to try one more time. I want to try this one more time with you. Can I, please? I want to try accessing SAP. Right, so let's go and create a new IP address. Activate it. Log on to SAP. Yay, it's working. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Please tell me you can see that, Mr. Naya. I'm so happy. Mr. Naya, Mr. Hadebe, Ms. Jagannath. Hello, everybody. Is anybody there? Am I talking to myself again?
Yes. I can see it.
Oh, you can hear me. You can hear me. I'm so happy. Are you happy? Ah, come on. Are you happy? Yes or no? Nobody's happy.
Yes.
Oh, remember about half an hour ago, I was trying this out and it wasn't working. Do you remember that? I was unable to log on. Ah, man, come on. You must have remembered that. But it's working now. So what, anybody remember what my client was? Client number? Hello?
205.
Wasn't it 00?
Yes, it was 205. That's correct, 205. Right, so my client number is 205. Anybody remembers my username? Ah, come on. ZMB-000. Right, now please, dear Lord God, I beg and plead to you, I'm working with this program for my students. They want to see it working. Let me click on the little green button, the enter button. Yay! Give me a clap, come on. I got it working. Hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. I got it working.
Yes, sir, heard you.
Oh, you heard me. Are you happy?
All good on my side, sir.
You happy? Oh, I can see the claps. I can see the claps. Okay, I have to stop to my other screen so that I could see it. But all that I've been telling you now is what I have available on my screen. And can you see, Mr. Naya? I wasn't lying to you. I really have this ability to work in SAP, and I have the user name and user details. And this is what I'm going to do, right? So if you can check, there's the status bar, there's the menu bar. It looks slightly different to the notes because this is an upgraded version, right? Updated one. So there's a SAP menu. I did this with you last week, and now you have the notes to go with it. Are you happy, Mr. Naya? Mr. Hadebe? Mr. Kumalo, I
Yes,
don't know
sir.
if you're there. Yes, yes. Can you see that I'm not lying to you? I'm showing it to you. There's the log off screen. You know, at the end of that PDF file they spoke about log off. That's how you log off. You know how to log on and you know how to log off. There's the little new GUI window. GUI, you know what GUI stands for, graphical user interface. That was the first file that I submitted to you today with all those acronyms on it, right? You can go and read on that. There's the little samosa that I spoke to you about, how to access and go down the line. And the next time I'm going to try is for maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, we're going to do an exercise. And the exercise is at the end of our MS Word document. So for now, I'm so happy that it worked. I actually wanted to start the lecture off with this exercise, logging into the SAP Easy Access database, the system, and I have an exercise that I wanted to do with you guys. So if you look at the screen, there's the exercise out here at the bottom of it, right? The exercise is somewhere here. Exercise 2, exercise 2. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. For example, /o MMO3 opens a new session. /n exits the current transaction. Ah, there we go. Can we try one of these parameters? Right. It would have been so nice if I was able to do this with you guys in a lab setting. You are sitting in front of a computer, you would have been able to access the system, and you would have been able to try each transaction that you have. At this point in time, you can't do that because you don't have the software loaded onto your machine, you don't have an IP address activated, and you are unable to log onto the system. This is now a demonstration, a presentation of a lecture. It's not a practical tutorial that we are having. All right, it's 1:45 by my time. It's 45 minutes that I've been talking. I will stop at this point, and hopefully tomorrow I can give you a little bit more of a demonstration in terms of accessing a transaction in SAP Easy Access using the global bike incorporated example that I have access to. Okay, any questions? Questions, please? I'll stop the recording because I don't want to waste data and airtime, and let's stop.